Is Julia? Ooh, that's not the right camera I wanted. Is it? Is it? Okay. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, so today I'm going to discuss about erotic fantasies, and I'm going to speak about erotic sessions, and of course I'm going to speak about the desire during erotic photography, during erotic videos, creating erotic photo shoot. And the first thing what I'm going to talk is about two messages today received from the clients, and one was from the couple looking for threesome photo shoot. Okay, and the other one is from the lady. She is looking to create nude photography for her husband. Okay, what people are saying, and what people would like to shoot an adult studio, what they would like to create. So first message is from a guy who would like to book an erotic photo shoot for a couple, and that is the message what I'm going to read out. My wife and I have our 14th year anniversary soon. We've been thinking of a photo shoot for some time. My wife has been very curious about exploring new experiences since she is only ever been with me. Okay, so here it is a very clear indication that there is a couple who created their life, and the wife never been with another man. Okay, so I'm thinking of a couple shoot that leads into another man joining us and taking over. So this photo shoot will be a co-called fantasy shoot, or maybe even a threesome fantasy shoot. Uh, Ideally, a very well endowed man. So they would like a model, an escort model with a huge size, to join them on set. If she's want to in the day, I'd like to see it leads to the full penetration and a natural sex session. Quote on a tape with a crampy finish. That's what they would like to shoot. So couple photo shoot will go into a cockhold or a threesome scenario where they are asking me to find a model who has a clearly a great physique, clearly an escort, to have another experience with his wife, and that what they would like to shoot is it will be them, okay, together. And then I think he will be watching, okay, but also he said that he will join us. Okay, so when he would say he would join us, it's going to be a threesome. So that's let me just talk about these photo shoots now. There is a co-called fantasy shoot which couple would like to try, and this is the specific case and experience people would like to have at my studio. And there is a threesome. Okay, Coco Fantasy Shoot is accompanied, joined by the escort model. Escort model who will be performing make love scenes, right? There are two types of escort models. One type, of course, we're talking about male, okay, men escort, right? One type is who don't want any husband to be close to him. Okay, so one type of models would like to have an erotic adventure with their wives. It's okay, but they would want is that they would not be in the studio, maybe in the changing room, maybe in the car, maybe somewhere watching, but not in the bedroom or in the bedroom setting. That's one type of the models. Okay, and these are very often to find. Okay, the other type of the model, they are okay to do a threesome situation, and that the husband would be joining. Okay, they are okay. So there are two ways how to go about it, and these are two different people. Okay, so one type of the model would not want a husband to join, and the other type of model would be okay with this. Okay, so I believe that here a couple would want that model who would be joining. Okay, does this seems reasonable and okay for me? That's what they asking. And any thoughts on how we can achieve this? Okay, and then they sending their regards. Okay, does this seems reasonable and okay? If I'm adult content creator, erotic photographer, and making erotic videos, I'm working in adult business more than 20 years. So it is very reasonable for me to discuss erotic fantasies. That's what I've been doing for years. Okay. So it's absolutely okay to talk about it and plan this at my studio. Okay. I am creating erotic photo shoots without limitations. That means that we are going into a full on no limit scenarios. It means that they will have a penetration during the shoot. Okay, and they can have different kind of fantasies. How this goes into a reasonable end when we will discuss this as a script. Okay, when we will discuss this as a script, then we will have a brief that we will plan this, okay, and then we will price this, and then we would find the model, okay, and then we will book a model, and then how to say that the photo shoot or a video shoot here specifically, they want a video session, will happen. Okay, will happen. Very often couples would like to have an photography and video session at one time, right? And in these cases, I usually shoot couple first and then book an adult model, an escort model to join us much later. Okay, because couple would like to have their own time. Okay, it happens this way that model joins us straight away after a couple arrives, and we create this co-call threesome scenario on camera and on film, and then model leaves, and then they can have their own shoot, two of them as a couple shoot. Okay, there are times when they want to have a solo shoot in between. Okay, what that means is that he would want that she would have photography for her, nude photography and explicit photography, and then it will be photography, nude and explicit, make love scenes they together. Okay, and then it could be he is watching how his wife is enjoying intimate moments with another guy. Okay, and then he is joining. Okay, so there are different ways how to go about it, and there are different scenarios possible. Okay, and that's what we will need to discuss, right? So usually I discuss this before the photo shoot takes place, and before I even start to book any models. Okay, I collect a deposit. That's how it works. When I have a deposit for a cocktail fantasy shoot with the hot and sexy model, male model, then I will go around and book a model and find the model for them, and send them options. Okay. My personal preference here in the studio where I shoot with people, I will send them 1, 2, 3 options to choose from, maximum 5. Okay. But if no one they would like, for example, okay, imagine this also happens, yes? There is a very big and popular agencies that they provide models, okay, and I work with them, okay, and that pool is endless, okay, and that place they can find any kind of model, any kind of model. Of course, in that instance, they would pay an agency fee. Okay, that's the only difference, right? The fact that you are shooting with the escort model and preparing for erotic photo shoot with the person in adult business makes this really straightforward, because when you're shooting just with the person and just any kind of model, people get nervous, when it comes to undressing, and when it comes to performing threesomes, they seriously nervous. And I've noticed this when they're trying to bring someone else or trying to bring their own people and or their own models. What I have is on set is that the couple is nervous, And then the model is nervous and everyone is nervous. Okay, but excited. So that's kind of a situation. When they are booking a professional escort models, they are experienced to provide an adult service. They know how to go about with the woman. They know how to seduce her. They know how to treat her. It's much easier with the escort and adult models. So that's how it goes. So this specific request came from the couple, and this is a very popular topic because housewives usually sit at home, okay, and look after a house and the children. And that's what he was saying, that since they were married, she's only ever been with one man, it's me. Okay. So that is what this anniversary is about, to give her a different experience, to give her a sexual boost, to give her how to say, a different perspective, right? It doesn't mean that they are doing something, something against. They both agreed on this, okay? They both discussed this, okay? And usually in these scenarios, when a guy would like to book an erotic photo shoot with the hot and sexy models, I usually take a deposit straight away. Okay, take a deposit straight away, because then I know that he already discussed this with wives. Okay, people who do not pay a deposit in front, I know that this is just their fantasy, and the wife will never agree. Okay, they are thinking about it. They would like to create erotic photo shoot. When I ask them, "Do your wife knows what you are planning here to do, or what you are thinking to book?" Very often, the partner, their girlfriend, their wife, doesn't even imagine, doesn't know. Okay, and they are coming to my studio just to express their wishes and desires. Okay, openly. So that is, in one way, is the therapy. So when I receive this type of expression, the next step is going to be a deposit. I'm not gonna discuss any shoots or any models or anything. Okay. The next is a deposit to prove that they are serious and the wife knows. Because if he's booking, then the wife knows. Okay. If you just want to chat with me more about models or about erotic photo shoot on the co-called fantasy base, okay, I will withdraw. Okay, that's what I do, because there are places, you see, you can use a phone call and express yourself, right, differently. Any kind of therapy experience you can find here. And one of the therapy experiences, of course, erotic photo shoot, because it targets your adulthood, targets your sexuality, and targets the way adults growing up and understanding themselves. And erotic photo shoot with hot and sexy models, specifically when she never had another man, but they have an agreement. It's not like cheating or infidelity factor, right? I believe it in this way. Okay, if they both agreed that she needs to update her knowledge, right, with emotions, what she would experience, right, what she would feel, right, and update her information in her body, how it is to be with another man, of course she will be more successful in bedroom afterwards. Okay, that is why men dream about someone who is a hooker, or a prostitute in bedroom, for one and single reason, because she has an experience. Okay, not because they are fantasizing to pay her every time. They don't fantasize about that. Okay, but they are absolutely happy to have someone who has a knowledge, right? So booking a photo shoot with another man, right, on agreement that both are going to react normally into this as an educational level. And when I started erotic photo shoots with hot and sexy models, people were very choosy and picky on the models, okay, especially on the woman. Threesome photo shoot with the woman was that's That was a challenge for me. And when the guys were choosing the woman, it was even harder for me. Okay. So when there is a couple fantasy photo shoot, the only requirements what they look at is that physique, uh, that great physique, right? The age, but the most important, where the priority lies, is of course in the size. Okay, so when I am booking erotic photo shoot with a controlled model, the first thing what I will show my clients, of course, is the size. And I will tell them that I worked with this guy, that he's very respectful, that he is really fun, that he is, can perform and can last, and it's been already verified. And I know this guy. Okay, it means that what that means is, it means that they're booking a photo shoot. He will arrive on time. He will be ready. Okay, he will perform and he will give a great time for a couple. Okay, when they're booking someone online, very often this happens because they say, okay, we are going to find. And when they're booking someone online, it happens that they do not turn up, you know? Sit and wait here, and this model is not coming, It happened to me. Okay, that's how important it is, because when you booking erotic photo shoot with the hot and sexy model, you want him to arrive. Yes. And then you want him to be ready for this type of adventure, right? And if you're in an experience, you will have totally different adventure than booking someone who has no experience. And now I'm talking about erotic vibe. Okay? Erotic vibe. So this was a discussion about couple booking erotic photo shoot, erotic videos, most likely with a male model at my studio. And my studio can provide a model. Okay, can show them the model. I'm taking a deposit, and then I start working towards the models, and we will book a model, and we will secure a model for that date when the photo shoot will happen. And I will be the one who will be talking to the model, communicating on the couple's behalf, and making sure, you see, that the model knows what the couple wants. Okay, how he should perform, how he is coming dressed, what kind of fantasy they like to try. Okay, what is the situation with the woman. Okay, what she likes. Okay, and just we discuss in detail. You see, it's not just a booking a model. There is much more to that when you're booking a model. And of course, that is why deposit is a must. Okay, no work is undertaken if there is no deposit, right? Deposit has to arrive first, and then we are sending you options for the models. And of course, like I say, I am communicating on the couple's behalf, sending the reminder that the model will arrive at this and this time on time. Okay, what is happening in terms of the money, right? We will agree on the money, how much the model would like to get for this shoot. What I am taking is a deposit, but the client's paying him. I'm not going here because this is as a third party and I'm not getting involved. So that's what clients should know. Models like to be paid in cash. They do like, but there are other ways how to pay it, right? Online too, right? So that's what's happening with the models, and models are paid hi, hello, before the photo shoot takes place. Okay, so that everyone will have a relaxed shoot. So that's what happens with the model. And when the model is finished filming, he will just leave. He will go, and also models do like to be in a mask, maybe, depending on the model. Like I say, some really care about their identity. So most of the time, I am shooting in the way that he would not be exposed and he would not be in the shot, right? Especially when we are talking about penetration shoot, right? So then I will be shooting her and him, but, chest down. Okay, not the face. That's kind of an arrangement so that I do not have his face very much into the shot. Okay, that's how I would create. photography and the videos. And of course, there is ways how to avoid being in the shot. What happens usually when the model doesn't know how to shoot and had no experience, the models look at the camera. Okay, and it's so funny to see because models think that this is their photo shoot, so they are also posing and looking at the camera. So that is no at my studio. That's not what's happening. Okay, because when a couple is booking a session, this is a couple session, and the couple is in the shot. Model is a prop. Okay, and when I say model is a prop, that is why I morally don't think that this is an infidelity act. Okay, it's an act when couple is learning and going to another stage sexually, intimately, and creating something risky and frisky for themselves. Threesome photo shoot, threesome videos, okay, called fantasy situations for themselves, right? Especially when the woman never been with the man. You see, she wants to know how she feels, and he wants to see how she feels as well in this particular situation. That is why they're hiring me, so that everyone will remember this. Okay, that's why the photo or a video shoot is happening, right? For that reason, that people could remember and could come back and could learn from this experience and bring this knowledge to their relationship, intimate relationship, erotic relationship, right? Everyone can have, like I say, intimacy, but not every intimacy is so erotic. You see, that's what happens. Okay, the second inquiry I would like to talk is about ladies booking nude photography for their husband. Okay, when ladies were booking photography, usually they would book a glamour or boudoir because that's what she wants. If the guy is booking photography for her, okay, usually it's a glamour and boudoir. Most of the time, makeover is involved. Makeover is, some guys don't know this, texting me and asking, and what is this makeover? And I'm saying makeover is when, there is a professional who will come and do a different kind of makeup, which absolutely changes the way lady looks. So there is a glamorous makeup, party looks, classic looks, bridal looks. There are different makeups, right? And also they are professionally take care of their hairstyle, right? So there is a professional who will do a beauty procedures. That is the makeover, and that is not me. Okay, that is not me. But the person will arrive, okay, to help them. And this session takes between 1 and 2 hours. Okay. And I can tell you, I remember one lady booked a makeover and she didn't say how long is her hair. And when she arrived to the studio, this is the first time when I've seen Rapunzel in real, in life. When she was sitting in a chair and her hair was dragging over the floor till the entrance nearly. And when she was standing, her hair was lying down on the floor. That's how long they were. Okay. So when I saw this situation, I thought, are you crazy, woman? You need like 2 hours just only for your hair. And that's not a brushing. And they were not, properly looked after. She was a mom for children. In 7 years, she didn't cut her hair and didn't do anything. Okay. And after a birth of her babies, she decided to do an erotic photo shoot. So my beauty professional was seriously sweating to make sure that all the hair will be. It's not so straightforward. It's not so easy. So on the makeover, we took 3 hours. Excuse me. Okay, and this is, I believe, not fair. Not fair because these things have to be told and informed that you are coming with a enormous hair, and half a day we will be just brushing and curling and sorting your hair. Okay, so that happened to me. Now I always ask this question. So makeover is when the lady is getting ready for a shoot. Why is it good to make over for a lady? First, ladies are less confident. Okay, and that is all about the looks. Okay, and when we fix the looks, okay, and when we bring it to a certain level, when she is admiring herself, the photo shoot goes easier. Okay, she is more dressed, okay, when she has the makeup on, right? When you go into editing and a post-production stage, it is much easier to edit when there is a makeup on. Okay, it is, right? The skin smoothing goes nicer, and you can change anything, you know. You can change lipstick color when your lipstick is applied. Okay, you can change anything, so the editing is much better. And I can tell you, majority of women would like to have an edited images, right? If the guys would like to have a raw pictures, women would like it to be edited. Come on, not gonna lie. Okay, so that is why, right? So what she is writing here, I'm interested in having some nude and semi-nude photos taken to give to my husband as a present. And that's the thing, okay? When guy would like to receive a present from his wife or a girlfriend, he wants her naked. He don't want any glamour, blah blah. Okay, he doesn't want any boudoir, glamour. What he wants is naked pictures, explicit pictures. Her is playing with herself and maybe using a toys and maybe whatever, right? But that's what the guys usually want. Okay, and so the girls usually would want, like I say, glamour and boudoir shots. Okay. And with the guys, if I am doing erotic photo shoot for the guys, I start from boudoir portrait, okay, so that they would have this covered, okay, and then I would go into semi-nude, nude photography, and of course I would go into explicit. But now when I shoot photography, I create two sessions. One is nude photography but non-sexual, and the other photography when it is stimulated, right? When you feel turned on, when you have an arousal, and that's a totally different session. Okay, that's an emotional and that is expressive session, and of course it reflects on the photography that we create, you know. So you can just shoot, stand there and feel nothing, or you can just be doing something really naughty for your husband, for him to see how you look like in this specific fantasy, you know. That's how it is. So what she said is that how long this would be and how much would this cost. Okay, so my photo shoots, which are non-sexual, starting from 540 up to 1,000, non-sexual shoots. And sexual shoots, more complicated shoots, are from 1,000 to 5,000. Okay, depending. So that is all depends what they like to do, you see, and how they would like to feel, and how many pictures they would like to get, and what exactly they want to do during that photo shoot. Because photography is a story, and what they are going to create in that story takes time, and of course an expertise, right? And then we need to add lightings, and then we need to add settings, and then we need to add backgrounds, and then we need to add posing, and a lot of things include to create a seriously interesting and captivating erotic stories, okay, for his husband. Or we just can take, you know, nude body shots, okay, and be very straightforward. Okay, so there are different ways how to go about it. An erotic photography, erotic photo shoot could be a very small article, you know, a very small story, or it could be a novel, a long story, you know, the full big book, and you will have different options to try, you know, different variations. Okay, testing yourself, testing your boundaries, okay, expressing your emotions, working with your body and with your sexuality. And this takes a different time. If you write a small article, you can, you can just make it as a post very quickly, right? And I can do it in a half an hour, right? If people want to have 5 pictures, I can do it very quickly. But if you want to create something special, then you need to invest time, right? You need to have an idea, you need to test the options, right? You need to try different things. Yeah, experiment, push yourself, put an effort, invest. That's what I mean. So there are two different ways how you can go about it. You can have a small one, a fast one, a quickie one, right? Like a fast food meal, okay? Or you can have a Michelin star dining. You see, there are different ways how to go about erotic photography. And of course, erotic photography is there created for you to feel something, for you to understand your identity, understand your sexuality, to reveal yourself, to be free, Erotic photo shoot and in general, erotica, it's about doing new things with yourself, finding new things inside yourself, expressing yourself in a different way, and feeling a totally different vibration. And erotica, it's not a safe situation. It's risky. That's why people getting nervous. That's why people getting nervous. Nervous, and they feel nervous and they feel shame. Nervous and they feel shame. They're nervous because it's associated with some kind of a drastic traumatic experience, and they feel danger, and they fearful what will happen. It's unknown, and they would rather not to do anything like that which is uncomfortable for them. Okay, and it's related with traumatic experience. People who have not been traumatized, they are looking forward to this, and they feel excited, and they feel creative and imaginative. They fantasize, they have million options they want to try. Okay, and there is, like I say, another type, a type who thinks that this is terrifying for them. What they're gonna do, it scares the shit out of them. There are different personalities who go into erotic photo shoot and feel in a different way, going through service, with the photographer, when they are undressing, when they are taking their clothes off. Okay, that's how they feel. So when you are in the shame and vibration where you feel shame, you see, opposite of a shame, it's confidence. It's when you love yourself, when you adore your body, when you can be admiring yourself. That's the situation. It's the opposite of shame. So the shame is a negative vibration. And most of the time people arrive to erotic photo shoot when they vibrating with this negativity. Worry, anxiety, nervousness, shyness, yeah, feeling like guilty, feeling shame. Then they want to process this information, because it's not only that it happens in erotic photo shoot with them, it actually happens in life in general, in different spheres of their life. That's how they feel. So they want to resolve this by transforming they don't transform their body, they transform their mental state. You see, how they accept themselves, how they look at themselves when they are undressing, why they are so nervous, what they scared of, why they cannot just love their own imperfections and just grow up and be adults about things. You see, so that's the change what happens during the session. And to create that change from the negative vibration to a positive takes time, and different people take a different time, right? And so it depends. The price is always depends what they like to achieve. Okay, seriously, some people just would like to undress, and that is enough. That's too much, too much to ask. And for me, it's undress and just perform nude photography. It's the beginning of erotica. Because erotica, it's an adventure, it's a sexual journey in your mind, in your fantasy. That's where you illustrate things. Yesterday, I was going into live here, and I was saying that sexual act is for us and for animals and for humans, right? And an act for animals has no, imagination. And humans define themselves with erotica because erotica brings fantasy and imagination. But I am not saying that every make love scenario or every, how to say, sexual games that they play has this, eros factor. I'm not saying that. People have to learn to be imaginative, impulsive, creative, and erotica lies with being on the edge and trying new things. You see, and that's where I talk about desire. Because erotica is it's a desire. Erotica is a desire. Is when you want something, someone, when you want a certain fantasy, when you desire a person or a certain things to happen, right? And the problem with desire is this, that when you have someone already, how you can desire someone when you have it? You know? I was really long time ago making this live and talking about the car that I really wanted to buy. And I had such a great desire that I went to another country, made money, earned money, came back and I bought this car. That's how the desire I had. And it lasted 2 weeks, you know? It happened to me more than 20 years ago, but I know it lasted 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I am in this saloon and this, I'm thinking, why I'm not so joyful? Why I'm not so, why I'm not, enjoying that much anymore? That's how desire goes, you see? So that's why we are here to practice and learn to feel these emotions, because without it we cannot sustain erotic relationships, hot and sexy relationship, this type of connection. So that is what I'm doing here. Let me quickly go into questions. Today I'm answering questions about erotic photo shoot, and I started with this couple who would like to book threesomes. Oh my god, I'm so close to this camera. Let me just go a little bit further. I am in the face of someone, in the face. Okay. So I started with erotic photo shoots, and I started with couple booking a hot and sexy model for threesome. Okay, and then I discussed a photo shoot for him when she is making nude photography for him as a present. And that is something for what now women are, how to say, revealing. Because you see, like I say, men would like explicit. The more to see, the more to be closer, okay, to more anatomical information, you see. And woman wants, glamorous and beautiful and sensual and romantic, okay, pictures. But in reality, I am covering both genres for her and for him. So when the woman is coming and saying, I want to have a nude pictures for my husband, I know that she's being honest and translating his words. Because that's exactly what he wants. You know? That's exactly what he wants. So let me just quickly say hi and go through the comments and questions. I would read out. Hello, hi, hello, hi, hello. Hello. How do I audition? How do I audition? You mean for a model? For a model. I'm based in London. Okay, everyone here who is watching here on social media, they are watching in US because this is a US channel. Okay. So that's the thing. But models edition with their portfolio, models edition with the headshots and a cock shot and a body shot. Okay, that's how they audition. So they send all the pictures that are related to booking a model. Okay, and that's how the client would choose the model. Like I said, when woman or a couple booking an erotic photo shoot, a threesome or a couple fantasy, woman is choosing. That's most likely, and she never chooses a small size. You know. So that's how it. I have been a ball before. Great, you have an experience. Good. Good morning from San Francisco Bay. Good morning from London. Hi, hello, hi, hello. Hi, hello. I'm talking today about erotic photo shoot, erotic experiences, and client booking erotic fantasies. What about you? Are you in the videos too? That's the most popular question. Okay, that's the most popular question, and that is one of the probably top fantasies what men would think about. Okay, then men would think that somewhere at the beginning of the shoot or in the middle of the shoot, I would drop my gimbal with my camera and I'll just join the couple because that is why I'm creating erotic photo shoot. Okay, somehow when they see a woman doing erotic photography or erotic videos, they don't take this professionally because she is doing definitely for different reasons. When there is a guy cameraman, no one is asking him to join. No one. When there is a camera guy, no one asking him. No, no, But when they see the woman, camera woman, they always would ask. Okay, they assume. You see, they assume that I've created this business so that I will be just able to access how to say erotic fantasies and join everyone because that is why what I'm doing. That is the reason why, not to make art. That's not, So that is the most popular question. When I had this question, and you see, I came from a medical profession, and before I become a photographer, I worked in a hospital. And I take this totally differently. And I always say, when you go to see proctologist, gynecologist, urologist, do you do like service vice versa? Do you imagine your urologist, taking his pants down and asking you to do something? Or do you imagine putting fingers into your proctologist bum? Never happened. It's different. When I speak with clients, they say, no, this is different. I said, how is different? It's a professional service. photography photography and videography is a professional service, yes, and we're seeing clients, right, and we are providing a service. Somehow in this scenario is different. So that's why I always think this way because I came from a different profession. So for me, it's this association. I think you would never think in a million years to ask your doctor to undress and say, "Can I just check you now?" Because or can you be naked as well? That's what they also ask. We are very embarrassed. We are so nervous. We are so shy. Can be photographer like you specifically be naked during the shoot? That's what they would ask to encourage them, you know? So that's also a question. What about you? So the answer is no, this is not the reason why I've created this business. But I can tell you this thing. When I've created this business, I've started shooting erotica with adult models. Okay? With adult models. And I heard too many stories. Okay, too many stories how photographers were trying to do something really bad to them. Okay, too many stories. So yes, I can tell you that the photographers before were choosing this profession to help themselves. Yes, and when I started doing adult videos, there was a lot of people and models and starting in who would think that they would come for a shoot, for testing shoot, and I would be performing some, testing models, performing some sexual scenes. They would naturally assume because that's how the adult business works. Okay, if you testing the model, right? Model will arrive and have a sofa shoot with you or whatever shoot. It's just like included. That's that's the business we are coming from, right? And people being used sexually straight away. Okay, we know that, right? And I can confirm that is the same in London happened. There are a lot of women who been assaulted, and I heard from guys as well. Okay, when the guys would come to a woman photographer, there was few stories there as well. So not only women, but most of the time is woman. That is why this profession is full of men. And you see this pervert energy. You know, do you know that supervisors in kindergartens, some men would go into children's for a reason to work in there, okay? So adult businesses also attract a lot of people for a reason, okay? I am doing this for a different point of view because I believe that erotica is an energy source, okay? And adults have not been introduced to it, and it's a source which we know very little about, and I've been working in this field for quite a long time. Okay, and I'm able to introduce it from a different angle and a different perspective. It has a therapy and a healing effect, and I am preparing for this video live when I will be discussing about health. Okay, what it does to health, erotica, how it can boost your energy and how it can clean your emotional state and recharge your energy. That's what it does. Okay, so Julia, you back? I'm back, yes. Yes, I'm back. Okay, because it's not real, everything is real. Bonita, I would read comments in English. You have a lovely accent. Thank you. Hi, Julia. Hi, hello. Squeezing hug. Squeezing hug. That's a different. Yes, I'm from Lithuania. Thank you. I know about my lips too. Thank you for noticing. How did you forget my birthday yesterday? That's a very good question. What I did yesterday. I did erotic fantasies yesterday. That's how I forgot. Okay. Is this real life? This life is very real. I have a structure when I go on the live. Okay, I discuss the topic that I would like to introduce to people who are there, and I'm recording this live. And then I am talking about erotica and answering questions related to the topic that I just discussed, or in general, any kind of questions. That is why it's very live. What do you do for a living? That's a very good question. For a living, I do erotic photography and videos. And I shoot singles and couples and also create erotic fantasy photo shoot with hot and sexy models. And that would be a threesome, foursome, cuckold fantasy. And also single men and single women booking a hot models. Okay, booking at hot models. What is your country? I am translating from London in UK. In UK, I have two wives. Do I need advice? Do I need advice? I have two wives. Well, you can get an advice only from the person who is higher. Okay. So if you are planning to be a student, Then you will go in the hierarchy lower, and then you can get an advice. Another way, how you can get an advice, you need to pay for it. Usually when people are paying for advice, they are following. Okay? And I am here not giving advices for free. That's how it goes. My next ex-wife right here, the accent. My next ex-wife right here. Your next ex-wife. Okay. You may be associating me with someone. Are you married? I am a widow. So you don't answer questions interesting. So I answer them on my convenient time when I feel like it, because it's my life and that's how I roll. Good morning from Texas. Good morning. This is already we going into afternoon here in London. Morning, what happens if it's sexual attraction? Lose them screws. In a photo shoot, you see, sexual attraction is stimulated with models. Okay, when you are in a professional environment, and in general, sexual attraction or sexual energy is the energy that you can feel. Okay, it's the energy that you can feel. I usually switch off that energy and I allow my clients to stimulate themselves. Okay, what happens when the couple arrives and why I am switching off? Because you see, men and women wired in their brain differently. Men do not feel a sexual attraction unless he will be told in his face, I want to sleep with you, or I want you, or I want to sit on you. That's how he understands the sexual attraction. You need to make a move, right? For women, just thinking about him or fantasizing is not enough. But what happens with his wife is this, that she knows, is the photographer fancy him and has an attraction or not. Okay, and there it creates a conflict in a studio. So avoid any kind of conflict and the situations. I'm completely shutting off, okay, any sexual erotic energy. I am coming on it when I have to perform certain scenes and help them to perform, to show it, to improve their performance. That's only when I am switching on and I am telling her, and I'm saying with her permission, now I will show you what I would do sexually. Okay, because there are ways sometimes then they are off the plot, they don't know what they're doing, they lost, they confused, or there is a time when the couple is lost their connection. Okay, lost their connection and they don't feel, that desire for each other. Okay, and when we're shooting certain things, most of the time people, when they have a friend zone situation, they want to have an erotic photo shoot with hot and sexy models to ignite that passion. It's automatically a different energy, it's a different dimension in the room. It works 100%. That's I've been practicing for a really long time. Okay, and I am not giving my energy for any other purpose than create art in the studio and then create a great content. Okay, so that is an educational and professional direction. That's how it goes. Hello from New York. Hello from London. My top fantasy is three wives. Three wives. Top fantasy. Fantasy, you see, fantasy never gets top. When you will have three fantasies, then your top fantasy will be on top of, your fantasy. Okay, that is why we have these mountains to climb in our head. Okay, till you not reached your fantasy now, like I say, right? Yeah, that desire will be there. Okay, the moment you will reach that fantasy, you will see what will happen with your desire. Most of the time it gets consumed and you need another fantasy to desire and fire you on. That is why erotic photo shoot with hot and sexy models in threesome or co-call context okay, they are expiring. People, they think, oh my God, now my wife will go and be with all these other men and she will choose them, not me, and she would, leave the family or whatever. If they have this fantasy, or she have this fantasy, or have this fantasy, it happens that these worries arise, okay, and then they start thinking about something else. But like I say, this is a desire. Okay, and that's why it is useful to practice this desire and put it in action, because most of the time fantasies just stays, unfulfilled. And when it's done, they just need to find another one. You see, it's accomplished. It doesn't mean that she will go and do something else. No, most of the time it's just that wish, that waiting to be revealed, okay, and attended to put attention on that thing. The reason why you want to do it or why you need to do it, I already told in my previous videos, that erotic fantasy, it is your repair. It is how you fixing yourself emotionally, how you processing your traumatic experiences, right? That's what the fantasy in adult life does. It's you re-editing yourself. You are fixing the problems you had, and you not only fixing, you see, you changing them, because now when you adult, you are in control. Okay, and that's why uh, I can repeat myself that there are a lot of women fantasize about violent experience in bedroom. Okay, because something what happened may be really drastic to them. Now it becomes a fantasy and it becomes a positive thing. You see, that's how repair happens. And now they are desiring something what before they were really, mm, how to say, really scared of, fearful about it. I'm pretty good at making bad decisions. How about you? Well, life is about involvement. Okay, involvement is not possible if you're just making a good decisions. People who are smart, okay, or people who are very clever, they went through the involvement process. It doesn't happen to them naturally, right? And involvement only happens when you do bad decision. So you are on your way to evolve and to grow up. Okay. So what are you saying? That you're a normal person? Or what you want to do? You want not to make any mistakes and not to live life and not to get experience? What you saying? You want to stop the summer? The summer will come. Evolvement will happen one way or the other. Okay. What we are doing is we are maybe becoming more clever in our bad decisions, or maybe faster recognizing them and fixing them. Okay, that's how it goes. Beautiful teeth. Oh my God, I love your laugh. It's genuine. And thank you. Okay, you're beautiful. Yes, well, she don't answer questions. I am out. Goodbye. It's because of how attractive you are, though, not because of their fantasy only. You draw them in. You're right about this. You are absolutely right about this. I had this knowledge from a very, very young age. Okay, I know that I it's just a long story. It's just a long story, but I know this, that you're right about this. It's not only about them, it's about me too. Okay. I know this, and that's why I stopped being so pissed off about these questions. You from Macedonia? No, I'm not. You have a hot accent. Thank you. What does? What does? What does? What is this? From England too. I'm from Lithuania, but I live in London. Yeah. What your fav clip? What my favorite clip? What my favorite clip? You see, I think that you're talking about sexual clips, okay, erotic clips. Everyone has their turn on point. Okay, what resonates with you, what hooks you in, what interests you, what captivates you, what takes your attention. Okay, so for me, it's personally energy. I'm able to feel it. Okay, I'm able to feel it. If there is no energy, I don't care about this performance and how much of the doing happening, and how much of the action they giving, how much they pounding. I don't really care. You see? So for me, his favorite clip is always that clip when I just, I can feel it. I can feel that something is going on, that something is going to happen. This is energetical, okay? It's explain something what people, how to say, maybe never felt in their lives ever, because energy is on a different level with everyone. Okay, so on one of my lives I said to people that explaining about erotic energy is the same like explaining to a person who never had coffee before. you know there are people who never had coffee in their lives. So that is exactly how I feel when I'm explaining you about raising erotic energy, recognizing erotic energy levels, bringing those vibrations higher and up. I am explaining you something what most of you never tried or never experienced or never seen this. Okay, and for me, it didn't happen instantly or naturally. I've actually stayed in adult business and watched people sexually performing for more than 20 years, and that's how I develop it when I feel it. It didn't happen at the beginning. The reason why it didn't happen, this feeling, because I am like any other human. I felt ashamed and shy and awkward and unpleasant by doing those things and watching. You see? Let me just go back and verify myself. So when I was watching intimate scenes, making love scenes, when I was present and witnessing this, naturally, I can tell you how it was at the beginning. I was seriously embarrassed, and I was controlling. I was pushing. I just, it took me years to get rid of this situation inside of me. You know. But I took money from watching from the first time. So seriously, but I felt this way. Now I am looking in a totally different way and with a different energy. That is why they are easier to perform with me. That is why it is for them so simple, and they don't feel me. And they do not recognize me after a few minutes when I'm around, okay? Because my sight and the way I view picture is different energetically. I dissolve myself in that setting, okay? I can climb on people. The only thing what I do is, of course, I can hit them with the camera or they can hit me, okay? That's the only thing what can happen, right? But energetically, I like I say, I evaporate, right? There is no shame or shyness, there is no judgment, there is no nothing. You see, I am just focused and at creating and processing information, because everything what I do is I'm recording the information. Erotica and erotic actions, it's the code that they later will use for their youth, okay? Because everyone will get old eventually, and when they recording themselves young performing, that's what they will get their energy from. It's not only about making beautiful pictures or hot and sexy videos. It will be the source that later it will charge them up, you know. That's what I look, and that's how I identify erotic photography. What's your favorite clip? Like I said, everything what happens in the energy and I feel it, that's the favorite clip. When I don't feel it, it's boring. Okay, so that's how I shoot. You're doing great work helping explore the hidden. Exactly. I'm drawn to this. You see what is not allowed, what is restricted. I'm drawn to this. I'm designed, I'm made to do this. I'm so curious about those things. So that's how I do. Who's grandma in this breath? Who's grandma in this breath? Well, I am not grandma, but I am in the age that I can be grandma. Okay, because my mom already been grandma at my age, so I'm not gonna get, any kind of objection here. What's the hardest and the most difficult part of your work? Working with traumatic people. This is so exhausting. People who had traumas and then they come to have an erotic photo shoot, energetically and emotionally, they need therapy. They need therapy and they drain you down, you see, because they come in a place of really different vibration and a place of need to take from you. They didn't come to have a photo shoot. They come to cure themselves, to feel better about themselves, to fix themselves, to take something from you. Okay, they are traumatic, and this is the hardest part. Okay, when you think that erotic photo shoot is all about, skipping in a poppy seeds and it's about the sunshine, it's not. There are a lot of people who are seriously damaged, but seriously damaged in their heads. Okay, and then they try to perform and express themselves, and sometimes after a photo shoot, I'm not able to do anything for a few days. That's how much drained and exhausted I feel after that shoot with these people, you know so that is the hardest part. And of course there are parts when people physically not okay as well. Okay, so when people look at the erotic photo shoot or adult shoots, they think that only beautiful people will come with the great figures, all looking nice and pretty, and that's all the models. Okay, no, I don't shoot models. I shoot regular people, and I work with regular couples. Okay, and they had operations, they had cancers, they had tumors, they had separations, they had breakdowns, they had depressions, they had drug problems, they had so many things because they're humans, you know? And maybe the most annoying thing is about this business, because sexuality is the only probably thing what people are lying the most. Sexual services, sexual adventures. No one wants to identify very much when they try to shoot, and what they try to book in their head. They think that, oh, this is something very superficial, very simple, very straightforward. And then you see that actually it escalates to such a serious shoot that, it has to be a different price for this to start with. Okay. So that's that kind of a problems I bump into, and I can tell you that there are people who consciously booking one thing, but subconsciously they're thinking or planning to have a totally different shoot, and I am just the last to find out. You know, so that's me being very honest with you, right? That's the hardest. So it's not how to say straightforward, but that is why I don't have much of the competition, you know because of these factors. Okay, there are not many women who would shoot erotica photography and videos without limitation. Okay, for that you seriously need, and that's how my life put me through the certain development, that the first thing what I learned in my life is to be the head chef, bossy, cooking a lot of dishes at the same time, different menus, using different, spices and things. That's how I operate, in my studio. Then second two backgrounds, I have a medical background. Okay, that is why it is for me easy to work with nudity and anatomical content, right, including sexuality and touching that psychology in a way, right, and see trauma straightforward, being directly, right. And of course, going into art, which is lastly is giving people hope. Okay, giving people hope and understanding this, that every disease and illness that they have, 90% and more, it's energy based. Energy based. Energy, negative energy goes down into your body, becomes embodied emotion, and through the time it creates an illness which is unknown cause, unknown. That's how it goes. All these immune and allergies and whatever you have, and like I say, cancers and tumors, everything is from there. Comes from that direction. Okay, hi, hello, hi, hello. What's up? This sounds like we need more of this to help us heal and be honest with ourselves. Yes, this is a self-therapy situation. Okay, this is not going and sorting this through through a physical person. You can actually, if you accepting this and you resonating this and you understand this, right, you can make a change, and then you can heal yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can tell you this because I had a brain tumor and I am alive. And my partner had a brain tumor. He was very skeptic about this information and he's dead. You know? He was convinced that there are surgeons who can help him. You know? Two different ways how to do it. Astincted says what? Says what? Okay. So it is 1 hour and 11. 1 hour and 11. Let me just quickly maybe discuss maybe about session structure very quickly. How I structure my sessions. Okay, so first and foremost, we do a preparation and an anamnesis of the situation. Examine the situation. And if people do not invest in the photo shoot, we are very doing a small examination, because what they want is literally just to shoot their body, not involving any emotions and feelings, not analyzing anything in depth. Okay, they just want to see for themselves, come undress in front of the camera, and this is like a fast food service. Okay, so that is the first situation, right? Fast food versus a fine dining. Okay, and fine dining is, of course, it's a starter, main, and dessert. Right, I'm going there. Okay, so first, of course, we analyze and prepare for a shoot, right? Then we discuss the details. Okay, make a certain brief and a plan. Okay, then people arrive to the studio, and that's when we will have our consultation meet. We look around the studio, we check, what we have, different kind of settings, backgrounds. Then we go into a dressing area. There are sexy outfits, there are accessories, there are props, there are toys. Okay, there are different kind of things what we can use for adult photo shoot to stimulate and just create that a different feeling. You see, different feeling for the shoot, right? And then we discuss again everything what we are going to shoot, because then we will discuss what we're wearing, where we're shooting, what we're doing with every outfit. It's like goes into more detail, shooting a certain series, okay, planning this out, and then we just speak intimately, what they would like to achieve. I'm always asking this question: how far you would like to go with your intimate photography and videos, what you would like to feel, where you would like to be, okay, how you want to come, these type of questions. Okay, and then we discuss what she likes, what he likes, and then I introduce what I think, maybe we should add. Okay, and that is the beginning of the shoot. But my clients go into the studio already knowing what will happen. It's not a surprise for anyone anymore. There is nothing to worry about or be anxious or be scared of. Okay, that's what we're doing at the beginning. right? So people are paying a deposit, we're arranging, they're arriving in the studio, they're shooting. Okay. When we are shooting, like I say, there is a very short session when we're shooting a body. When we're shooting a novel, a long story, we're testing, we're trying things. There are more things to include and do. It's of course longer. It takes 2 3 hours to shoot a normal session, to release all the negative emotions, to transform and flip the energy field, okay, and then to get a great result. Okay, when there are people who think that they will come and do it in half an hour, dream on. Dream on, delusional. Yes, you can shoot the body in half an hour. Yes, you can shoot the erection in half an hour, right? But in terms of energy, how you feel, how you translate, how you perform, how you express, it takes time. It takes time, right? You, if you had a model experience and you are adult models, then you will be more successful in the short way, and because there is an experience in that. Okay, so these people I would exclude, right? And then we will just analyze, investigate what we did. I always share some content when I'm shooting, okay, and I'm showing people what I'm creating because they cannot imagine, they cannot see themselves, okay. So I'm introducing that. Then you see how I shoot when I'm satisfied. I shoot when I know that definitely we have enough great content, like, wow, it's going to be amazing gallery. That's when I stop. And of course, I stop when they tired. But after 2 3 hours, they're already tired. You see, they exhausted. They exhausted. So that's what we do. We work on the erotic vibe. We work on the self confidence. We work on being your true self. Okay, we work on get rid of all the negative information which comes to your sexuality, to performing intimacy, right, to creating erotic fantasies. And of course we are working in a freestyle mode, on impulse, on a feeling. And that means is, even if we discuss that we are going to do this and this, I put them in a situation when they start creating, when they start experimenting without me pushing them, without me saying them. They are suggesting new things, they are moving around, they're doing things, because I always say, this is for you. You have to do it, you know? So that's how it goes. So this is a shoot which happened and commenced in the studio. And then what is the editing and the post-production mode. And happens when people leave, and they do not include this. In their heads, they never include editing and the post-production in the price also. They think that someone will stay 5 10 days and will be editing their videos and images for free. So when they go on my price list, they see a photo shoot costs this much, right? Then editing costs this much, depending on the product what they want to get, right? We calculate the editing time. No one add an editing time because they think that pictures already comes photoshopped from the camera, you know so everyone is calculating their photo shoot time by just looking at the shoot. You see, shoot is that much an hour, so I'm going to have a 2 hours or 3 hour shoot. That is how much I'm gonna pay. Okay, and then the post-production happens 2 3 5 days, okay, depending on that, and that consumes and contend the whole time. So to create a certain product, that's why I call this erotic events. Okay, because we shoot 500 1,000 images. Okay, we create 60 80 90 minutes video. Someone needs to just sit there and create those galleries, you know, and make this happen for them. Okay, and it's not happening the same time automatically in the studio because I shoot in raw content. Then files needs to go through the stages of post production and editing. Editing is a very straightforward term. I am just cleaning up the files, doing from raw to JPEGs, just converting them, maybe something little bit, and give it. Post-production is already something what we are planning before even the shoot happens. What I'm shooting, how complicated I want this, related to a final result. You see? So post-production, it's a more complicated process, and it starts before we shoot, because that's where it takes to account. And that is why I am saying we need to know what we're shooting and how we're shooting. If we're shooting this video, then we need that much sets, okay? Because it's going to be interesting then. And then they need to change that much time, do this type of position, compositions, then change the lighting, change da, 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 da. So that is going to be interesting and captivating. You see? That's what happens. I'm all about making new things and not to get boring. That's how I create. So yes, post-production editing, it's the most time-consuming service, and it costs. And it's included in the packages. If people want to shoot and pay by the hour, they have to count it in. Okay, because post-production happens anyway. People need to understand that raw files have to be converted and put into the gallery so that they can review. Okay, and this possible in few hours. Just clean and give the file. When they need a serious editing, then it takes time, right? And that's what they will pay for that time when someone is editing. 2, 3, 5 days, that's what they will pay for, plus the shoot. So that's how I make my prices. And to start the shoot, people just need a deposit. That's what's happening at my studio. And I would like to finish this lovely video and thank everyone, and check maybe we have any more questions. Where are you from? Hello, gorgeous. I am from Lithuania. And I need some wobbler. What's the responsible way to do it? What is the responsible way to do it? Responsible way to do erotic photo shoot, you mean? Responsible way is the way when you are committing to the shoot. Okay, responsible way is when you applying to the rules. Responsible way when you are preparing. Okay, and responsible way when you are arriving on time and not being late. Okay, and then you are listening to all the options that are available, following the the instructions. That's the responsible way. Okay, there are people who would want to do it irresponsibly, and that means that they want to get drunk during the photo shoot. They take drugs. Okay, it happened to me. People collapsed in the studio. I haven't even noticed that they were taking something. Okay, they are using drugs and booking this, and then during the photo shoot they arrive on drugs and they think that I'm blind and I don't know this. Okay, they're performing on drugs. Okay, so that is irresponsible way. And I am able, if there will be any kind of discomfort for me, I am always allowing myself to cancel the shoot. Okay, just revoke all the arrangements if I see any kind of irresponsible way. There is also irresponsible way that people think that I'm in any way will help them, or try to suggest any kind of comments, sexual and something that is also can be terminated. I'm not here to joke. Right. And what else? Like I say, you preparing yourself, you getting ready, okay, you arriving on time, you following instructions and doing the things what we discuss. Okay. There are people who think they book a studio and then they will arrive and do whatever they want. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I will give you that much, and then this and this, just delusional, situation. So that is irresponsible way. Okay, but this happens very rarely. I'm usually able to identify this these personas, and now it is 2025. I am even introducing an ID check, so it will be a very small percentage of people who act in irresponsible way, because I'm against irresponsible ways. Okay, I'm just against it. No one needs this, no one needs this situations. Okay, so that is why ID check is going to be the first thing what I'm doing. Okay, and then someone who has something to hide, they will drop off naturally. Okay, naturally, right? Okay, and also, you're paying a deposit and being responsible, you're paying for the shoot. That's all, what is the responsible way. Okay, so let me just quickly say hi, and this is, I think, it. Yes, this is all the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being. And today I was discussing about erotic fantasies and erotic photo shoots here in London, and my life is finished. But seeing you tomorrow, maybe sometime earlier, maybe the same time. And for now, thank you. Thank you for everyone who's been there and joined me. Bye.